A necromancer trying to return to the faith throws the balance of souls and bodies asunder. To do so, an incantation is needed.
At my first communion, I got the feeling everyone started looking exactly like me. I couldn't tell where my body ended and the rest of the world began. Thus we become addicted to the act of seduction. There is no faith, there is only ritual, there is only suspension of disbelief. We seek to follow the examples of the martyrs. We use this example as the bait. We draw the line between life and death, and there we hover, setting a trap. The trap is set, the bait lures only the weak in souls. Our only chance of survival is to short out the victims, draining them.
To see the sucker that's looking to short somebody out, freed by astral projection, ends up at the
Spectacular Box Rocks Pharmaceutical Vidithrob Classic. The stakes are high, and so is the bacteria count. Yeah, the fans are blowing it out here tonight. Every hospice in the metropolitan area is represented in this crowd, and they're dropping like flies even before the first transfusion is over. Yes, the crowd has made it clear that they won't be satisfied with nothing less than a bloodbath. Violence with the grace of a ballerina only serves to amplify the bloodlust, which begins a chain of frustrated actions, one of which ends up out in the country.
Here, they transmutate into animal forms, doggy positions. They lock into one another, sapping one another's imaginations. There is a knowing transfer of the virus into the blood. Now, they live on borrowed time. The vicarious virus ensures its own growth at the expense of the host's mental health. In time, the host's personality personifies the virus in human terms with dangerously violent results.
First it seemed like an easy way to escape life, and you think you can stop it at any time. Then you are a prisoner of the cycle. But it's doubly difficult. You have the problems of the living and the labors of the dead, too.
When it all rises to the surface, a scab is formed. A shield of the living dead material. And what protects the future heritage? The vampire family crest. It's a sign. It's alive. Ever changing with time. It's impossible to define. Based on the movie, that's based on the book, which is based on the poem, which is based on the myth, which is based on the quest for immortality.
3 TV shows by Tony Oursler. Life, Diamond Head, Good Things and Bad Things. Life.
Watch out. Watch out, he's crazy. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. He's crazy. He's very crazy. Watch out. He's crazy. He's crazy. Watch out. Be careful. He's crazy. He's crazy. Watch out. He's crazy. He's crazy. Watch out. Be careful. He's wild. He's wild. Watch out. Be careful. Watch out. Watch. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's dangerous. He's very dangerous. Watch out for me. He's very dangerous. He's wild. He has very dangerous thoughts. He's crazy. Watch out. He's crazy. He's dangerous. He's crazy.
The thing about money that makes so good that you get what you want. You get what you want. Thing about money is so good. So don't take a chance. You'll lose what you got. You'll lose what you got. You'll lose what you got. Some people have it. Some people don't. So save what you have. Save what you have. So save what you have. And don't take a chance. Don't take a chance. Because just like seeds, they'll grow and grow. Don't spend a cent. Because just like seeds, they'll grow and grow. bad things had happened to both of them. Empty, life goes on. Until they needed each other. They were a modern couple, fast livers both. It just didn't last too long.
Get out of that tree! You heard me. Get out of that tree. Now you're the last one left, and we want you out of that tree. You're not listening to me. I'm warning you. Yes, you. You're the only one left, and we want you out of that tree. Now I'm warning you, we'll have to get you out of there. If you won't go by yourself, we'll kick you out. You'll be sorry. You'll be sorry. You better get out.
Diamond Head. She was very beautiful as a young woman. And when she came of age, many men came a-calling on her. But which to choose from? Just won't do. Then out of the blue came just the right fella. Oh, oh, oh. He gave her a ring, and they got married.
She liked where she lived, but she didn't like living so close to those other people. So she kept an eye on them. They were always arguing.
What's the matter with you? We're bad neighbors. We never clean our house. We don't have jobs. What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. No, you didn't. Now look what you did. You woke up the children.
She would see the strangest things happen there. She knew her neighbors were watching her, too.
She didn't want them to see.
The road ahead looked unfamiliar.
She was having a bad dream.
She made a run for it. Something saved her from drowning.
A heavy fog set in.
She better go home.
Then she had the good son. And it was an easy birth, and she felt good. They knew their world was full of wonderful things, just waiting to be plucked, and they wanted so much. Some people just never get enough. The world is full of greedy, greedy people. And they don't care what they do to get what they want. And the greedy man takes, and he takes, and he takes, and lust and greed, and lust and greed, and lust and greed, and lust and greed, lust and greed, lust and greed, and lust and greed, and lust lust and greed, and lust and takes, and lust and takes, and lust. He felt bad. He just sat in the dusty corner. He couldn't see anything out the window. And he had the scariest thoughts. If
she only knew what he was thinking. What would she think? He knew he better just stay in that corner. The varicose veins, the hairy moles, and a possible mustache. She had seen it happen to people all her life. And she knew now it would be her turn soon. The body's delicate balance would be disturbed. She'd be sloppy and embarrassed to eat in front of other people. Would she shake like this or like this? She knew she'd be sick a lot. She'd have to avoid certain foods. And she'd lose some of her most charming characteristics. She'd have to depend on other people for help a lot. And she knew when young people saw her walking, they'd want to hurt her. And when the body loses its form, Diamond Head and her good son loved to go shopping. Oh, isn't that good, Mother? Yes, son, that's very good. Oh, I like them. Yes, so do I. They're so good. Yes, they're so good. Oh, good prices, too. Oh, yes, so good. It's so good. Oh, yes, let's go inside. Yes, let's go. It's so good. Inside, it smelled old, though. It was so curious to her. She was on her guard. It smelled like germs. She noticed a tissue on the floor. Oh, a penny! Keep away from that penny. You never know who's been touching it or what they've been doing with it. A sickly old salesman approached. Can I help you? What's that tissue on the floor? I must have dropped it. She used her feminine charms so that maybe she'd get a discount. Let me pick this up. How disgusting of me. Achoo! Oh, God! Oh, my God! Oh, God! He hid in the corner. good son ran for the penny.
What am I gonna do?
He used to read to them sometimes. Now tell the truth. Life is so full of good and bad. I feel light as a... Hey, what's that on the page? Oh! Oh! I'll never be able to finish the story now. Down! Down! Read more to us. Read more of the story. But he couldn't read to them. The book didn't look the same. Because deep in his brain, something was happening. Something crippling. A blood clot had stopped the blood from reaching part of his brain. That part starved. His brain would never be the same. He would never be the same. Bad things happen to both parents. The good son was having a wonderful dream. And then it turned on him. The sheets were wet. He knew he wouldn't get any sleep tonight. Good things and bad things.
What's a game without a hot dog?
The tree brought joy to everyone, especially the woman atop the building who watched its growth with love. It was big and beautiful. Seasons change. The tree dropped seeds and died. So saddening, the woman atop the building. Okay, you can do it. Yeah, come on. You can do it. You gotta try. Come on. Oh. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Oh. Come on. You can do it. Oh. Come on. I'm pretty nice until you get to know me and you see what I'm really like. You see all the out of control things that I do to other people and myself. I'm pretty nice until you hear all the things that I say about other people and I say about you behind your back. And all those things make people want to do things to me. I'm pretty nice until I have to go home. And go to sleep. Because all the things around me make me tired. I'm pretty nice until you get to know me, and then you won't want to know me at all. The rosy finger of dawn, and she was out for a walk. She knew she'd find something she liked. Oh. There were bees in the flowers. She felt nervous. There were so many strange people over there in the apartment buildings. They were all looking at her. Maybe they were looking at her sagging stockings. She was frightened. He was saying the most awful things. She knew she better get out of there. But it was too late. He wanted all her money. He was beyond the point of wanting money now. He wanted something else. A phantom shot was fired. Clouds formed overhead, and a storm broke out. I would like to thank John Miller, John Baldessari, John Mandel, Reverend Jim Shaw, Mike Kelly, Paul Vest, Bill Stovall, Mike Asher, Vicky Talbert, Mark Maydell, Ed Cornell, Brian Bailey, Bob Fitzpatrick, Jim Fatale, Melody Jean, Simon Shinowski, and Mom and Dad.
I'd rather see Mark on his part.
Now, what I want to try and do, right? Simon,
Yeah.
zoom out to like the static camera thing again.
Right.
The normal shot, right?
Right.
What I want to do is like turn all these lights out.
Mhm.
Like we'll start from me and him laying on the road.
Mhm.
Turn all the lights out. All these lights out. Then go through those lights, 1, 2, 3, all the way to the end, right? And leave the last. Leave the middle. Wait a minute.
I love the colors on this.
Should we stop turning out the lights? Okay.
There was nobody home, so she was playing with crayons, drawing little people dancing on the walls. But her sister didn't want to play this game. She wanted to play a game with guns this big, or this big. Hers would be this big. Bang, 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 bang. But neither one of them wanted to die. So they went to get the other gun out of the closet, one that would work better. Their father's gun. Bang. A neighbor came over and said, "Oh my God," and had to pinch himself to see if he was awake, and the bullet traveled on. It realigned the antenna. All right. His favorite film was on. He was relaxing on his bear rug. But the darn antenna was messed up. The prize bull was watching his cows. He had won the blue ribbon, and the mating season was about to start. The farmer thought he was swollen because of the rigorous mating season, but later when he died, he realized he was killed by a bullet. Weeping, bleeding, weeping, bleeding. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. He was having his last thought, but there was nothing she could do. There was supposed to be a party, but it was the day after the party. Oh no. Oh no. This was too much. It was the 13th. His birthday had passed, and nobody had come to his party. He was seeing things out of the corner of his eye. He wished he was dead. Then people would feel sorry for him. He forgot to mail the invitation. No. He didn't know whether to cut his wrist or cut the cake. The bullet forced his way between his teeth and went on to the suburb, where a conversation was going on. I swear, dear. You swear? I swear, dear. You swear in your heart? I swear, dear. I'm the only one.
I swear, dear. But somebody was at his door. She could hear him over the phone. The bullet carelessly interrupted the conversation. She was sorry that the conversation was interrupted. He hoped she was home. He just had to see her. He was hiding behind the tree. The bullet shot a hole in the neighbor's window, and he saw the voyeur and scared him away. And there was a hole in her window, too. Now she could see out.
By chance, they met at the special store. She beamed and said, "I'm gray, soft, and fast. What am I?" He said, "I think your pretty ugly things can happen in a place like this." She was trying on hats and seeing false images in the glass and trying to get his attention. This hat was too big. The other hat was too little and made her head look too little. She wished he would stop playing the contest and pay more attention to her, but she was still rooting for him and hoped he'd win. "You're a winner! A winner!" Now she wanted him to eat his prize, the goldfish. She really wanted to see him do it. He was disgusted and didn't even want to do it, wanted her to do it. Luckily he did that, because he avoided the bullet. She insisted that he try to take the hat down so she could try it on, but he knew she could reach it. And so he thought, forget it, she can get it. But then he shoplifted it.
He was doing the big figure eight every day, from work and back to his sorry home. It was ruining him. He wasn't very much fun anymore, and she was lonely all the time. Whenever she wanted to go out, he was too tired or too busy. Then one day they were having a big argument. The bullet came. A piece of it went into his coffee and he drank it and he got lead poisoning, just like the little kids who eat paint chips. And then he couldn't think very well anymore, so he lost his job. He had to go on compensation, so he was pretty happy. And then a piece went into his wife's head and went into her pleasure center, and she felt happy all the time and full of joy. He was just looking at his toes and thinking about a lot of things. So shall ye.
Ow! Ow!
and the bullet hit him in his left testicle and went speeding to a neighboring house.
Ow!
It hit her in her ovary.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
And there was sperm on the bullet, and she was pregnant.
Ow!
And 6 months later,
Ow!
ow, 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 ow. She had a little so-and-so.
Ow!
Ow, 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 ow.
Ow!
I would like to thank Takashi Kimi, Ed Cornell, Melody Jean, Tom Gladman and Castor, Mitchell Syrup, Jim Morris, Nina too, Reverend Jim Shaw, hey Brian, Tim Martin, Big John, Mark, Megan, and Mom and Dad.
All right, there's an announcement. There's a party at Jim Morris's house. That's 1617 7th Street. Watch out for the flesh-colored car on the street outside the building. It's kind of a bag, paper bag company building. So to get there, let's say you have your car outside a Lace. You drive down Broadway to 7th. Then you go left on 7th. All the way down, down, down to Alameda. And then it's right past Alameda, past the Bank of America. That's only this Saturday, not next Saturday.
Deformed and dislocated, a bone that supports no flesh. A green stick break, improperly mended, which retains its broken form. It must be broken again to be healed. A fugitive bone acquired through ingestion, which once belonged to a bird. A magnificent bone, which supports the entire human frame, connecting the torso to the lower limbs, yet humiliated by the presence of the tailbone, which no longer functions. An unusual fragment, an unidentifiable fragment.
Okay, I'll say a word and I'd like you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. Battleship.
Road.
Poison.
Car.
Flight. Dog.
Play. The high school play. We are helping the potion, a chain of vital fluids. It saps, it soaks, it swells, it chokes, helping it be an ocean. Once it starts, we swallow our pride and insist it spread the notion. It's fun to give it away than it is to keep. We are helping the potion, the chain of vital fluids. It saps, it soaks, it boils, it chokes, and drips helping the potion, a chain of vital fluids. It saps, it soaks, it swells, it chokes, helping it be an ocean. Once it starts, we swallow our pride, inside it spreads the ocean. Potion, helping the potion, At Mark's club, we're more important than anything in the world. Because Mark had this naked club where we take the nectars from the flowers and squeeze it out, and then we'd pelt Mark with the nectar. It has to drain somewhere. The legend of Perfume Lake. Their bodies first killed animals and people when they drank from its waters, and later a sickly sweet smell came from the swamp gases and fragrant lily pads. Some say they can still hear their voices in the gentle lapping of waves on the shore. And some say they can still hear the scream when the ice crust melted in the spring. The pollywogs are his sperm, and the turtles are her ovaries. But others say it's a plot devised by the town's collective subconscious to control the libido of the youth, shrouded deceptively in the seemingly harmless, charming narrative, which becomes self-sustaining and like a deadly black hole, it attracts and mirrors the deepest fears.
It's hard to picture where you are, but I'm trying. I can't put them into
I've
words.
been trying over and over
It's hard to
again,
picture where you are,
but I can't
picture
imagine
where you are,
what it's like where you are. And you can't really imagine what's been happening here. No matter what I write, it doesn't seem to describe what I'm feeling. Nothing seems to want to be harnessed into words, although I try over and over again. Somebody was trying to reach out to me. They left a message on my door, and I never returned. Later that day, in the men's room, everything seemed to read like a book. First it started out with where to have a good time. Then there was humor. Don't look up here. The joke is in your hands. Then a proverb. If you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it's yours. If it doesn't, hunt it down and kill it.
If that's really you, tell me something that no one else would know. You didn't have to make it so crass. How come you haven't answered me? I try and talk to you every evening before I sleep. How was I supposed to know you were watching? I didn't know that you could see. I just wanted to tell you that I never really loved you, and I didn't even like you. And all those times we made love, I was only faking. I was only faking. The last event is the first that comes to mind. I don't know what
there is a limited amount of time.
but
Limited and unless there is.
The end of the beginning.
inside me, something seems to die
The end
in
of
the
the
whole
beginning.
world. How could this be done to me?
Son one,
It
no, not dead.
seems every love song I
Son
hear
one,
was written all about
son one, no, not dead.
how can you love someone that doesn't like you?
Oh my God.
It seems
Oh my God.
that love is a two-way thing.
Oh my God.
And how can
Oh my God.
love exist
Whoa.
when
Oh my God.
part of
Oh my God.
it has died and part of it has
Oh my God.
frozen?
Oh my God. Each person is like.
Each person is like a snowflake.
There is a limited amount
Each
of
one
time.
of us is unique. There are billions and billions of us that are perfect in our own symmetry. We all have a freezing point. Get up against the wall. You have the right to remain silent. Yes, the beginning of the end. And you never really left, 'cause I never really left you. Your anticipations, God messy. I don't wanna hurt you, but if I have to, I saw you make mental contact, and then physical contact, and emotional contact. There is no end to the crushing destruction. My clothes have flown off like a shoe in the axle.
Nothing up to me go out for food, but evil. I will be the food for flowers in the springtime. Get around, do feel along your neck. Angering all those who admire the beauty. Never from the ebony, bring it
The loss of a loved one.
Never till net.
And
no, not dead, just gone. No,
endless
not dead, just gone. It happened during a pre-dawn vertical insertion. The airborne troops, shaking with adrenaline, their meals had been laced with saltpeter, and the lucky ones are the first on the match. It was time to do God's work. The top secret mission was to seed the clouds, take a bad life, give good life. To be tested today, code name, love drug. It works on both sides. It knows no boundaries. It induces euphoria, non-specific. But the troops equate death with love and kill everything in sight. Massive collective hallucinations that create a composite embryo to enter the future. All the men are weeping like pussies, partaking in violent sexual actions, and the troops are making ultimate sacrifices. Man, under this extreme pressure, man is capable of unspeakable crimes of passion, while rising heroically to the occasion. Selflessly, the hero lives on in our minds, becoming larger and larger as time goes by, to become guardians of all that is good. Indescribable, unbelievable actions must be executed with split-second precision. But now a second is a lifetime. Eons. All time is melting like the world around them. And in the invasion of enemy territory, which is now everywhere, it is second on the match, wafting sulfur far and wide. We've been burned. Ultimate secret passions. Yours is not to wonder why. Yours is but to do or die. We are free, free from life. We are free, free from the world. We are free, free from ourselves. Now ourselves preach unrelenting mysteries of the past. Our DNA structures unlock the history of mankind, and the beauty unfolds before the warriors.
R&R, they eat long pig. Future world looks back, a resurrection of the good old days, amusement park religion. He answers the quiz questions from his sleep. Hi, sleepwalker, can you hear us? We're at your family reunion. It goes back some 200 million years. Will you join us? Are you ready, Playboy? Okay. If you had one thing to bring to a deserted island, what would you bring? A fiddler crab hole serves his spontaneous whim, naturally. Stripped of all his cultural identity, the Playboy makes a unifying gesture, a sensual, boring motion. His solitude embraces the whole of the earth, and all its inhabitants become his unwitting lovers. It's his invitation for us all to join his permanent vacation. The sleepwalker makes a bold move, presenting himself as a divining rod, responding only to the primitive disco beat. He's gone below the equator to create a new axis with his magnetic pole to loosen the Earth's belt. The sleepy walking gland never really goes anywhere. On his pathological chronic tour, all experiences crawl humbly toward him.
Dear advisor, I think all problems sent you happen in my life.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You're awfully uptight. Sex is a great tension breaker. It will make you feel relaxed.
Some letter perfect knows me forever.
Mexico City. Life is so uncertain. Who knows whether you will be alive tomorrow? It would be awful if you died in an accident without experiencing the greatest thrill of all.
Watch is what I'm thinking. funny could be, and my
Rochester, New York.
friends, because they
I've heard
say
rumors
that
that you're a
bigger
lesbian.
problems
If you're not,
secret.
prove it.
On the street, I see which problems come from each friend. Most don't tell the truth.
I promise I won't go all the way, unless you want to.
Those
I'll
that
stop whenever
leave
you
your,
say.
which leave your
Harrisburg. You have nothing to worry about. I'm sterile.
hovering wisdom on a rotting foundation.
I know you want it as much as I do. But you're afraid of your
Half like my
reputation.
husband,
I swear I will never
hates
tell
my
anybody.
daughters in agony,
Secret.
sons of torture, ascend the human condition.
All the personalities are puzzled by the Madonna's Immaculate Conception.
All male personalities gave birth through conception.
Children gave all puzzled Madonna's birth.
Becoming now gave mother by killing.
Through its holy is becoming, gave
Madonna male to its immaculate all personalities.
puzzle by, and now conception, her is becoming.
Immaculate male to its mother and gave birth.
Killing through to its, and now gave holy.
Immaculate killing her through is conception.
Conception the male killing by give to its now.
Two personalities give by Madonna gave mother's its.
Madonna Immaculate through gave birth male. The
Male
child
gave birth to
its
mother
and
now
by
killing
her
is
becoming
holy.
Every act of creation should be open to sensuality. But that's not my job. That's not the job at hand. What is desired here is a meaningful relationship between life and its extension, is the ultimate emotion experienced within the span of a lifetime, then it can only be defined upon its termination. True lovers need a second chance. They aren't selfish, they donate blood products to the world, which allows them to continue. Their blood has a built-in replacement and selection DNA structure, endowing it with the power to conquer and dominate the reproductive traits and information of its host without changing the host's characteristics. Once introduced into the gene pool, the pattern is continued. There is no stopping the genetic material. Call it divine symmetry. Call it selective evolution. Call it what you will. But they call it, 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 but they call it.
We could have been big skull lame, big skull lame, terrorist.
There is no sight like hindsight.
How much longer?
The dawn of a new year is a time for looking ahead.
What's the distance so far?
We take stock in the past
Are we there yet?
and plan out our vows of betterment to live up to. Now we must look back
Estimate the length of time it would idle with that amount of fuel.
and try to understand what caused this tragedy to occur.
Is it longer than it is wide?
Why? On that eve of transformation, the tragic couple
How many cubic feet of air occupied the van?
scrawled vows which speak to us now from the afterlife.
Is it deeper than it is wide?
Please don't think of our limp, naked bodies when you read this,
Are we there yet?
or of the tortured years we spent among you. No, think perfection. This year, we resolve to quit everything.
What's the lethal proportion of carbon monoxide to oxygen?
They had youth, those two heavenly bodies. No matter how painful, we must look back and try to understand the events.
Had he deceived her? About the size of an inch?
They have left us one final message, painted on the side of their RV. I will interpret this painting.
How large is the van painting in relation to the size of the gas tank?
Delicately rendered with an airbrush and convulsing. Yet he's holding something, seems to be choking. She is jerking also, in her leather skins, and moving a club in the misty atmosphere. No, he's not fleeing, he's running in a circle with what seems to be
Someone dear to us was taken away. It's always a sad thing
can't be healed.
when this happens. The unexpected.
that can't be filled.
But her eyes live on in someone else's head, seeing things she might never have seen. And her heart lives on in someone else's chest, feeling things she might never have felt. And her brain lives on in someone else's head, thinking things she might never have thought. Transplanted a fairy tale, the guest that would never leave. Rejected, our love will never die. We have created a monster. You can have my organs if I don't need them anymore. Some things can't be taken, they must be given. A gift means more. A given, a loving. Face reality,
poor farmer mourned the death of his livestock. One by one they fell to the parched earth, poisoned in the heat of the noonday sun. Their tongues had dared to lap the edge of the bad pool. Neighbors snickered from afar, deriving pleasure from their pain, laughing when is a boy not a boy, when he is turned into the world, born and stillborn, a son, raised. The night sky wept in light of his vision, with a heart as big as the whole nation. Got a dream to lead the poor and ignorant from the darkness of their ways, to prove there is life after death. Some have become overnight millionaires, those that can take it and those that can dish it out, if you can only see things this way. Why is shaking up a soda like mixing up a love potion? Well, because it attracts a certain kind of people, a couple of jokers, so stupid they can hardly sleep. It is a curse, the curse of the dummy, inbred for 1,000 years. The dummy gets hurt all the time, 'cause the dummy shows off all the time, and the brat just eggs her on. Go faster, go deeper, a joyride, a dummy ride, a nightmare, just having too much fun. Oil! 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 Sex, it's under pressure, and drugs, a hole is needed, are depressing to relieve the vile smelling fluid. Oil! 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 The old driller himself, Howard Hughes, was said to have frequented La Brea Tar Pit. The old driller himself, Howard Hughes, was said to have frequented La Brea Tar Pit. It was he who discovered the remains of the poor Indian squaw whose frail young body was thrown into the tar, wandering aimlessly for hundreds of years below the earth, wandering aimlessly for hundreds of years. The old driller himself, mesmerized by her beauty, the old driller himself was mesmerized by her rare beauty. She eventually displayed the death blowhole in the back of her head. This was the beginning of the demise of the old driller.
Something old, something new, something borrowed, and something black.
Yes.
All the secrets needed to change the world into a paradise are being kept secret by the government and the president uplift.
No.
And save the world. How many times do you have to hit a guy before he stays down? Are people going to crash their cars and die because you stole that sign? Are people going to crash and die because you stole that sign? Are people going to die because you stole that sign?
It was quiet out there in the fields, boring, until a plot was hatched. Once a duster, now a gusher, quietly working in a sucking, reaching motion to save the future for the children. A finely tuned machine. Each part relies on the others in perfect unison for the benefit of all. But look, this is the kind of thing that would really drive you crazy if you couldn't find it when you needed it. Small as it may seem, the little nut was born into an important position, and without it, everything grinds to a halt. Screeching rubber on the road to the market. It's no accident. The rotting fruit on the family tree, doomed to move much faster than they can think. It's a vicious circle, from rags to rags in 3 generations. First generation was crude, second generation was refined, and the third generation got lewd. Everyone wants to bust their past, but it's impossible, and the repercussions were felt far and wide. Lives broken, cracking to the beat of a little nut, fortunes burned, prom greasing, filthy prom, in an empire where the sun never sets, at a party that's non-stop, 2 closely related relatives meet.
Look at
The Sons, Mark Oursler, Mike Kelly, Neil Erickson, Jim Casebeer. The Daughters, Melody Davis, Laura Myers, Serena. Music by Tony Oursler with the Poetics, John Miller, Mark Maydell, Tim Silverlake, Mike Kelly. Engineering in part by Don Christensen. Post-production. Rough Cut Video Services, Charles Street Video, Trinity Video, thanks to Al Fox. Editing consultant, David Askevald. Supported in part by A-Space, thanks to Peggy Gale, Jane Perdue, Christina Ritchie. Special thanks to Jim Casebeer for the use of his set, the kitchen, and the mummy dummy scene. Extra special thanks to Mark Fisher and Melody Davis.
Just proud receivers of messages from outer space. They tell her to do normal things, boring things, but that actually chose to be contacted and advised by the aliens, make the day-to-day life routine special effects were one where everyone cried, laughed.
Scream, bloody blue murder. Billy jams on the train. We look. And it's steam coming out from the man.
Hey, crazy face.
Comments like these, coupled with the bloody dawn of puberty, caused her to recede deep into her lunacy. There she created her own universe, tracing living shapes out of cumulus clouds and getting motion sickness. Twinkle, twinkle, little horn, how I wonder where you are, like a horn in the sky. Everyone remembers the Big Bang. Hey, senile Thomas Edison, tell us about it. Oh, it's a first. First spurter in outer space is midnight all the time. Mind wants out of heavenly body. Explorer's mind begins to measure. Space spurter, curious dysfunction, erratic eye movements, subtle changes, ambassador, experimental mission, brainchild, pressure, bearing half human gifts of seed, taken by the aliens as a challenge. It's a toss-up, darkness, it's bigger than any one of us. Hot flashes, interstellar travel, omniscient vision, divine symmetry, nocturnal mission, a godlike feeling, historic omission, what goes up must come down, re-entry, out of body experience, friction, the atmosphere, mental barrier to death, back to the same old friction of the atmosphere. A little while ago, the earth was no bigger than your head. How can you return? Dream. There's no going back. Down. What a brain. It's a burning feeling. How can you walk amongst more when you have touched after you've touched the universe? How a green god, mere mortals. After you've touched the sex of the battle of the shrinking world. The bulb, mercury vapor. The flat, he's poisoned himself. He's numbed his brain.
Life when I've been reading.
Bend over.
When he accepts Christ as.
Here comes a coincidence.
Sure about it.
It's a message. Of course we're all a little scared of the dark. There are life forms in the shadows, better left unseen. When it's dark, all inhibitions are lost. No one can see you. You move freely, acting on impulse. Just like before there was electricity, before there were judges, before there were electric chairs. But this is a boring community, and every night they get the spins.
The reasons why...
There's nothing really left for them here on Earth, so they'll take anything they can get. Looking. They're born into a suspension of disbelief, and they in turn are being watched by the humble eye of the killer satellite.
Let us say that.
This is where the two forces meet. One can't live without the other. They cross and form a perfect point of static energy, the nodal point. And at the other end of the spectrum, you'll find them bathing nightly in the black light machine, twitching, itching, twitching, shifting, pent-up energy builds up nightly, nervous, tension, shifting, wildly, mating with themselves. There were a lot of arguments out in the fields while they were naming the constellations. The lonely sheep herders looked to the sky. No one could agree, but truth No. First alien virus came to the earth in the form of a disease. The shepherds tending to their sheep nightly introduced this disease in the form of a disease. The theory of relatives. Two relatives were born at the exact same time. One was smart and one was stupid. The smart one went into the military. The dumb one stayed at home and got a job at the movie theater. The smart one ascended through the ranks and got a lot of action, Air Force and all the big wars. The dumb one loved all the big movies. The smart one went on a mission to outer space at the speed of light for 13 years. The dumb one got mentally ill at the same time as the smart one. They called the dumb one the human cannibal. They called the smart one. If you're trying to escape from Earth, you must do it right. If you take angel dust, it has nothing to do with angels. Call them on, hang up the phone, put your pants on, take your pants off. Call them on, hang up the phone, put your pants on, kill the policeman. Smart had been out of outer space for 13 years. Dumb had been on Earth for 13 years. When Smart arrived, Dumb was waiting.
What I understand, a number of major astrologers
Dumb was 13 years older than
major tumult.
but they managed to die at the exact same time.
Or is that just a lot of hoopla?
I was engaged back in July of 1980.
The standard question,
My home in Bay Ridge, in Brooklyn.
which I do. First of all, a major one of Pluto conjunct the ascendant in Virgo, square Venus in the 10th house, conjunct heaven. I mean, had this relationship with a man.
High emission sodium. The plot, synthetic casi. They found a new cure for the plague of ignorance, a new serum, sodium pentothal. Freeze! Freeze! How do you get from point A to point Z if there's an infinite amount of points in between? But he froze up in the limelight. He couldn't fulfill his own fantasy. L7 knew he had more common sense in his little finger than most people had in their whole lifetime. He knew where the blind spot was, where the ignorance was, where they were ignoring the truth to follow a belief. An exit, pulling gently towards the warm core of the earth. Not down, but center. It always had to be the center of attention, at any cost, embarrassing. And the weaker souls gravitated down around pathological POV, a real mind fucker. The whole universe revolves around him. But that's not good enough. Cheat death from life by fertilizing envious guilt in the soft spot we all have where death taps out the Cupid's blow of arrow above the flagpole, piercing your heart. Could happen. It could. It's spooky to think that everyone would go. It could happen. It will never happen to you.
for a certain kind of prosperity that really floats in its essence. Then 1985 to 1990, another period of prosperity. A kind of desert, really. It's kind of like a prosperity that might be expressed by cactus pears, prickly pears, cactus pears in the desert. Apparent fruit, but really just desert. And then in 1991, the little horn appears on Earth. And that is, let me explain the little horn. The little horn is a shark-like fin, something like a shark's fin. And it cuts, here's the surface, it cuts through the Earth like this in all different directions, the way a shark might go through the ocean. And it shows that destruction is on the way. And then in the 1990s, Titan appear in the skies. These are huge spaceships through all this. And the U.S. and the Air Force, the NASA vehicles, military spaceships by that time, and they'll have to contend with these Titans. And then in the year 2000, great gurus of enormous spiritual powers will stage the second coming of Christ. Then in 2001, the real coming of Christ comes. But it turns out that isn't quite that real.
The bold, low-emission sodium crime light, the plot, man against himself. Crime lights illuminate the attempted assassination of a modern man. He escapes unscathed. He's above it all. He's got a high opinion of himself. Nothing can touch him, drifting above it all, sliding to seeing evil, smelling purity, launching heat-seeking missiles, a breach, launching a crusade so complicated, goals and tactics were imperceptible to the washing machine, which houses the vortex, which leads to the next dimension, which gives the information. What are you, yellow? Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it.
Muchas